All right, hello and welcome back as we kick off week 7 with the Falcons taking on the Missouri Mudcats. Now, I will say throughout this stream, if anything is a little bit quiet or mainly volume, I guess I'm asking about, I think it should be about the same, but we'll see as we can run through our week because, of course, we're just getting started here. I think your game of the week, obviously, Atlanta Inchin. Two teams who were the last two undefeated. Atlanta, the only one left, but Inchin still strong second place on the standings, maybe even still a strong first on the power rankings. So that should be a banger. And of course, a lot of games that matter at this point. Honolulu trying to keep pace with those top teams against New Mexico, trying to keep their playoff spot. Boston trying to continue their momentum against Mudcats, trying to find any momentum. Luxor Deadwood, both teams that have lost a little bit recently, trying to uh, refine that momentum. I've said that word a lot, but just trying to find some wins back. Then of course Erie Madison, those two teams traded back and forth a couple weeks ago, and both kind of in similar positions. Obviously, Erie a game better, but still both battling. And then kind of similar position with Birmingham and KC, both on the outside looking in, looking to get a couple more wins. Looking at our current standings, I kind of just explained it, but you got your clear three, then you got four more in the middle, then three below that, and then two below that. Now, for the first time this week in both leagues, we are getting our first scenarios. And I think that's a little bit more likely in this one, but we'll see what happens. As our first scenarios are that Atlanta can clinch this week if, first of all, they win, and then they need two more teams to get to 5 losses. And so that could be by either New Mexico losing, Birmingham losing, or Madison losing. They need at least two of those to happen. So pretty simple. Only one team, but hey, we'll see. And of course, Incheon, Honolulu, Houston, those kinds of teams could have more of a chance next week, especially if these teams lose. But that's looking forward. We will have the first game that matters for this right after this one tonight, but let's focus on the one that we're playing right now, as we do have Boston and the Mudcats, like you might have seen on the standings, 3-3 versus 1-5. Also a one-game winning streak for Boston against a 3-game losing streak for Missouri. Your key players are JXL and T-Mac, and the averages are 4 and 2 in favor of Boston, with saves and demos going to the Mudcats. So I think that shows general gameplay. Boston have pretty clearly been better, but the Mudcats have held on to make the saves, even if probably making too many. And obviously just more of a play style thing that the Mudcats do have a couple more demos on the season. So we'll see. Yeah, Lynx, the number is which one you predicted. So you have a 1, which means you predicted Boston. Augie has a 2, which means he predicted Missouri. So it's just kind of a fun way to show what teams people are on in the betting, you know? And that's fair. So I think 4 versus 12 feels pretty far apart. And I think the momentum makes it feel that way, but really 4-12 is just a 2-game difference. So, I think these teams are generally pretty close. And the question, especially for Missouri, is just going to be, what's Chance doing? Or can you stop Chance? I mean, this Boston team won last night, and Chance was on another level, really. That's kind of all that you can say. So, hey, we'll see if he's doing the same thing. Maybe they figure out how to shut him down. I think you can see this is a team that's been forced to play a good amount of defense on the season. So I think they'll be trying to do that even more so here. And the question I'm mainly looking at is, will Missouri find ways to score? As if I'm looking at their last week, as Missouri went up against Atlanta, I believe that was a series kind of expected a sweep, ended up going 4 games, and it was mainly just because Missouri held on and got a couple goals, Like, it felt like Atlanta had the offense for the entire game, and yet they didn't score. And it's, well, are they going to get punished for this then? And then it's a goal by T-Mac at the end that gives them the Game 1 win. And from the rest of the series, Atlanta did manage to get a couple goals, did manage to secure it, but it feels like that's kind of the vibe, and I'm not going to be surprised if it's a similar thing here. I don't think Boston are going to be as dominating as Atlanta are, but I think it could be pretty similar, that especially with Chance, this team could be very aggressive, kind of force them to play defense, and the question is, can they get enough offense? Can they take advantage? That sort of thing. So as we are just waiting on one more team to join, I'm definitely going to predict with Boston, and I'm going to go with another 3-0. Or, nope, I'm going to go with another 3-1. I think this is one where it's not a middle, just like a middle, they might get one. I just feel like Boston have been the better team and do have the stronger roster, but kind of like last week, I kind of believe in Missouri to just survive a game and get one back. So, of course, we'll see. And I think this is one that could turn into a sweep, or it could turn into something closer. Missouri are another team who took a lot of good teams, took 5 games at the start of the season. But, will be interesting to see, as I'm not quite sure what we're waiting on, as they are in their call, so I don't know if they're finishing a game or what. I did also send the info, and there is one team already in, so I know the info's correct. But, we're just kind of waiting. We could keep talking about the scenarios for a moment, and as soon as I switch, they're going to join, I bet. But we'll flash back over to this. Basically, as I was very correct, but basically, 7 wins, their minimum then, or their maximum, I guess, would be 4 losses. And so then they would need 4 teams below them to have 5 losses. And as we very quickly look at our standings, you can see there are currently 2 teams. They need 2 more to get there. And so there you go. Deadwood will probably be a couple weeks from getting to scenarios because you're 3-3, which is a tie that goes all the way down to 7th. So, as of this week, there's a chance that 7 wins could clinch you. You guys could get to 4 this week. So, that's a little bit away. But what's right now is that we got a game. As we hop in here, Boston in teal, Missouri in orange. Quick shot by Chance, blocked away by Chipmunk. Like I said, I expect Boston to be the more offensive team here to kind of force them back. But we'll see if that's the case, and we'll see if Missouri can find ways to break out, as there's a trade of demos. Breezy diving in, and already Missouri have a lead. 20 seconds in, Breezy just goes up high. Pitt doesn't have boost, and Breezy 50s right through him. Mudcats get first blood. And so Boston, pressure put on them already. Of course, plenty of time for them to score as well, but definitely, I would say a great start for Missouri. You get that confidence of the early goal. Now, even if you get forced back, you know that you're the ones playing with a lead. As Chipmunk makes another good save on that strong shot by Chance. Pitt trying to recenter it. It's T-Mac around the outside. Now off the right wall again, Chance trying to drop this one in. Will drop down. That's a redirect by JXL, saved by Chip. That's JXL diving in again, but it's 50 away now. T-Mac one downfield. Chance gets demoed, but I think Chip tapped it wide. Had to go for the demo, but I think it bumped him right back into the ball. And that just barely stops it from going in again. Now this one drops down, but it's popped away by Pitt. Up in the air, Chance trying to air dribble out. Gets one more touch, running out of boost, but he'll get another over Chip. Now down to JXL. He'll catch past one. He'll shoot, but it's too far across. And it'll stay 1-0. T-Mac, though, that one will recenter. This could get awkward. Pitt fakes it. JXL scores it. Tie game. T-Mac, a little bit of a giveaway there. Then Pitt, we'll call it a fake because it works as such. JXL able to shoot it right behind him. And that ties up the game. Now up high in the air again. Pitt looking for the shot. T-Mac will center himself under it. Now he'll catch over to the sidewall. This cut, a little bit dangerous again. But he does get one more to beat JXL. Chance now to the corner. Double that central, but it's a little bit high. And it'll just bounce harmlessly to the corner. Another 51 out. JXL up really quickly, though. Able to take it away from one. Now bounce it up over another. He's low boost, but he'll get back to it. He'll drop it down, and Chance's shot is saved. T-Mac now from the left wall. He'll turn it downfield. That'll get to the back wall again. So again, that first goal for Missouri does matter, as it means they're tied. But they have since lost their advantage, so they will need to get at least one more goal here. And that's even assuming that they don't give up any more, which this one could get scary. Little bit of pinball, pops it over to Pitt. He'll try to center, but Chip, easy enough, just jumps up and pops it away. Chance, though, keeping the pressure going. Chip can't get it. Pitt can! 2-1. Boston lead. Breezy can't get there. Chip goes over it. Pitt slots it on the right side. Just barely taps the wall as it goes in even. And so with all of it, we now have a 1-goal lead for the Falcons. So hot start from Missouri, but we've settled more into what we were expecting since. And it's looking good for the Falcons as Chip has another shot, but that's bounced away. Over the right side, Chance to the ceiling, looking for the Musty. Does get it, look for a follow-up, just a tap back. Everyone misses. And Chip makes the final save. Now pushed away again. T-Mac on the shot, 50 down into the corner. Chance trying to follow this one, gets another shot away, looking for the air dribble, getting it forward, dropping it down. It's tapped back. T-Mac off the right side. Pitt will pass it across again. Chance will try to dive in. Breezy down from the ceiling. Now it's Chip off the sidewall trying to get it forward. Pitt off the back wall again. Mudcats a good push here. That miss could hurt, and that 50 will hurt more. Low boost holding at the midfield, but eventually it drops to JXL and he'll force it in. 50 over one. Shot past another. It rolls out to Chance, but he can only go to the midfield. Now another pass down. 1 minute to go. Good push there for the Mudcats, but not able to get any shots off it. And now they got to reset. This one, though, down to Chip. He'll try, but can't get a touch. Breezy tap down towards the corner again. Bumps on Chance. Breezy cutting. Shooting. It's off the post, and T-Mac is too close. They don't get a goal. And with 40 seconds left, it's still a 1-goal Boston lead. Now Chip down off the sidewall again. This gets bounced out. Shot there. Saved by Pitt. Chance on it again. The dribble. The pass. But Breezy intercepts. Pitt trying to pick it up. Pops it over one. Almost two. But T-Mac does get the touch. JXL now slowing it down. He'll flick back by one. Breezy pops it into the corner. But he'll have to center from there. He'll try, and it's 50 all the way away. Final 10 seconds. Missouri need to go full field. And Boston won't let him. Pitt keeps it in. Chip tries again. Blocked away again. Clock strikes 0. Chip tries to keep it alive. T-Mac the save, but they're going the wrong way. JXL scores another. And Boston are going to take game 1. Missouri can't go anywhere. They score early, but that was not enough. And Boston control the rest of the game. Scoring 3 straight. One, of course, in garbage time, but the other 2 being the difference. The outshooting is going to be 11-3. So we expected Boston to be the suffocating offensive team. That's probably a little bit more than we were expecting and a little bit more than you'd want. So yeah, I think you got to cut that down. I think for Missouri, obviously they got a bit of offense that you need to get more threatening with that offense. But at the same time, a little bit too much defense. I mean, even you look at the stats on the season, as I'm going to get black screened and have to rejoin, so that'll be a short pause. But when you look at the season, the averages for the saves aren't that far off between the two teams, but we expect it to be higher for Missouri, and almost 5 per game isn't giving up 11 shots. Now, I didn't see exactly how many saves they had in that one, but even given how competitive it was, it had to be more than 5. So, just a little bit too stuck back. But either way, fantastic. All right. So it kicked me and I had to join back, and they started before I joined back. But no goals happened. So we did miss 15 seconds of the game, but I guess that's all right. As T-Mac catches this one, looking for the play forward. It's around the right side. Now JXL to the back wall, bouncing this one down again. Chip will get it cleared away. Chance following it back into the corner. Looking for a pop-up, gets the musty forward, now following it again. Chance just a shot forward, gets a dunk as well, but T-Mac pushes it over to the right side. Now towards net again, Pitt drops it down. Popped away, T-Mac off the right wall, Breezy there, but he skies it. And we remain scoreless. Chance now, another one tapped forward. Chip trying to drop it in. Caught down to the corner by T-Mac. Now off the left wall, bouncing around, a little bit passive here for Missouri. In what we've seen, they have had a couple pushes out, but it's definitely been another Boston-favored start. This one's around the outside, a little bit awkward, but it's JXL to take control. Now Breezy up towards the ceiling. It'll bounce back down. Chance trying to pass it across. Now Chance in the air. This 150 down. It'll bounce back up. Chip not able to get a piece of that one. Breezy just about gets one, and that will beat one. Now buns come through as it gets forced the other way. T-Mac now down off the back wall. JXL trying to roll it across. Now pinched forward. Demo by T-Mac as Breezy clears it, but that's just all the way into the corner. Does make one miss, but Pitt has plenty of time, and he'll just clear it away again. Now up the left wall, Chip trying to drop it down. Dunks come through. T-Mac clearing it forward. Chance trying to drop it down. Gets the reset off the back wall, but it's not going to be there. JXL looked for another pop away. Breezy there, but couldn't get a piece. JXL maintains control, and even though it's stolen away, Boston holding on, which is a much better sentence for Missouri, as they have forced Boston to be the ones playing defense here. But as we said for them, for what they achieved against Atlanta last week, no goals on the board. And so even though they're getting this pressure, it only takes one on the other end. So, of course, would like to change that soon as Breezy gets another dunk across. That's right to Chance. He'll go sidewall. He'll just barely knock it to double. Now Breezy was on that one, but JXL, a good diving block. He'll now get it all the way downfield. That's a big miss by T-Mac. JXL will cut. He'll fake, but he can't get anything else. He'll look for a recenter, and he will beat one, but Chip's there as the second. Chance still recenters. This one passed back. Awkward angle for Pitt. Almost gets it. I think it was a little bit high. Still the pressure's on. Chance taps this one back, but it's again awkward to the side. And Missouri able to find a clear at least for the moment as JXL gets it right back in. Easy now pop away. Pitt off the sidewall. Now bouncing down and pop back out. Chipmunk another clear down the middle. But it's blocked by JXL. Looking for a back pass there was Pitt, but Chance a little bit slow, and he can only get a 50. Chip now rolled forward. Chipmunk under it, looking for the touch. Rolled down in front. Breezy thinking about it, but it gets blocked before it can get to him. Now JXL with space. From the ceiling. Shot down. Saved by Chipmunk. Just about able to flip in the way of that one. And we have 1 minute to go here, and Pitt finally opens up the scoring. It took 4 minutes, but finally Boston break through. Again, Missouri have had good push, but have not been able to get that much towards the net. Boston, meanwhile, a little bit less, but still very threatening, and they do get the first goal. And JXL puts a strong 50 on that one to get it away. We see them camping the net, which is interesting, but this one will eventually get cleared away, and Breezy will have to start over. Now tapped back. Breezy rolled over to the corner. Staying up there. Now this one drops down. T-Mac not able to get a piece of that one. Bouncing up as it does seem that Pit Cop was not lying in the chat. They've decided to hold the line, as in never leave the goal, which is interesting. This one's blocked over to the left side again. JXL up early for it, looking to put a challenge on it, and will get it all the way down to the back wall. Now caught down, JXL trying to center, takes a shot, it's off the bar. Breezy now up, but loses control, and JXL just going to waste away the entire clock. Everyone dives, no one can hit it. JXL is just 1v3ing while his team's sitting in net. They're sitting within their goal, and he just fakes out two and flicks it straight in. Boston double their lead. This one's played forward again, popped over to the right side. Of course, no one to challenge from Boston, but the clock strikes 0, and Boston are 1 away from a sweep. You know, I think full game, that strat shouldn't be sustainable. I'm going to say shouldn't, because it's not like, oh, they survived because there wasn't a lot of time. They still scored during that. So I think that lends some that it could be somehow sustainable. But it feels like full game that wouldn't work. So they were a little bit lucky it was only 30 seconds. But either way, it was Boston who get that first goal and then managed to hold on, as I didn't change scene. Oh, well, that's fine. We'll go, and I'm black screened again, and they're probably going to start while I'm not in, so that's sick. But either way, it is 2-0 for Boston in the series. I was going to switch to it anyway, but I guess we get longer to be on it now. Okay. Same chance? Okay, so everyone died this time. I took you guys with me. Awesome. Fantastic. I want to make sure the server doesn't still exist. And it does not. So I'm just going to remake. Cool. I will message, but the lobby should... Okay, or it's not going to let me make again. So now I got to try again. Fantastic. Well, we got a lobby up. Hopefully they join and we get going. Apologies for the pause. We got one team in. So... Pit, if you made, just make sure you guys all leave and the other team are in. Cool. All right, we got everyone. We got games. We're good, guys. I guess on me, I don't know why my game decided that it didn't want to, but we got everyone in again. We're good. All right, 2-0. We go again. Game number 3. Pit Cop steps out. Kaipo steps in. Dishonored also stepping in for the Mudcats, as it is, it looks like, is it Breezy not going? He did say it's too laggy in the chat, so not dealing with the lag quite possibly, wanting to get someone else in there, and we'll see how it goes. As this one's popped up by chance, he'll stay behind it, looking to drop it down. T-Mac now, another one popped forward. JXL over to the right side. This one will drop down. Now Dishonored around the outside, looking for a center, but it's cut off by Chance. Big bump comes through there for JXL. Now Chance will try for a pop. It's up to the back wall. Now dropping out again. Kaipo is there. He'll 50 it out. He'll double it in. I thought it was a pass, but Kaipo just scored. And it's 1-0 Boston. 50s through 1 somehow doubles it, and it just goes in. I don't even know, honestly. But that's just Kaipo, I guess. JXL's on this one, looking for a touch, but can't get anything more. Now dropping down, Chance into the corner. Chit will get demoed. Tapped back. Kaipo up towards the ceiling. It'll bounce straight down. JXL there, but Chip cuts it off. Now Kaipo trying to recenter again. This one dropping down. JXL with possession. Looking for it. Now this one bouncing down. Kaipo can't get the shot. Chance now abandoned, but the threat against him's limited. And the attack is slow, so the Mudcats can't get much beyond midfield. And it'll be Kaipo to start another attack. He'll take an early shot, and that'll just go in. Kaipo steps in, and he has 2 already. It is 2-0 Boston. Both goals on Liam. Nope. Okay. Clarify. I looked at scheduling up, saw the manager there. On Kaipo. How could I get his name wrong? On me. Don't worry about it. We're good. It's 2-0. Kaipo 2. Looking for a hat trick, perhaps. We'll see as the game goes on. But this is not the start you want, obviously, for Missouri. Struggled to score in this series. Only the 1 goal on them. Now they'll need at least 3 to keep the series alive. As Chip tries to pop this one up, but it's another giveaway to Kaipo. He'll drop it in, but Dishonored saves it to the side. Now JXL down from the ceiling. There's one bouncing out. Chipmunk trying to get it away again. T-Mac off the left side. That's over Kaipo. T-Mac now still staying with it. Rules it out. Looking for the cut, but it's blocked away again. T-Mac now pinches it to the side. Chance a bit of a team bump. Dishonored will look for the recenter. That's a pass back on to Chip, but JXL is there. Chance now rules it out. Kaipo gets it away. JXL not able to get there. Dishonored up in the air. Chance gets it out to the corner. Kaipo, another long clear downfield. Past more than half the game done. And not a lot of time left for Missouri. Obviously over 2 minutes, more than a minute per goal, but with the clip they've been scoring at this series, which is basically they haven't been, this time still does feel limited if they can't get that first goal soon. This one cut over to the side. T-Mac gets ahead of it. Chip, pull shot into it. JXL makes the save. Now Dishonored on it again, trying to roll it back. T-Mac will take control. T-Mac up the right wall, trying to drop this one back down. He'll jump in, but JXL beats him to it. Dishonored now from the ceiling. Dropping it back down, looking for something, but Chance wins it away. Now down around the corner, Chipmunk trying to win it in. JXL off the back wall. Kaipo there. Not gonna happen. Now Chip in the air, looking for the shot forward. Tapped back off the back wall. T-Mac is there. 1 back, and Missouri are fighting. Back to a 1-goal game, 83 seconds to go. Definitely still a good chance here. This one's one forward. Dishonored trying to win it forward. This now pop back. Chipmunk dives. Bar down on the goal line. All 3 jump and they get it away. Chance now trying to get it through his corner. Chip takes it away from him. JXL beats him though. Kaipo gets demoed as JXL tries to stick with it. He'll win a big challenge. Chance misreads. That could be a window, but JXL will keep the pressure on. Bouncing down, JXL double caught by Dishonored. Kaipo! There's the hat trick. 2 get beat. The third, way too awkward. Kaipo dunks it. And it's 3 on the game for Kaipo. And that might be the difference maker to push Boston through to the sweep. As JXL will control this one, they'll burn even more time. Up off the back wall, caught away by Chipmunk. Dropping down, Dishonored will have to take it. Now they're all awkward. Kaipo off the right side. Chance leaves. Kaipo, how about 4? I think he was bumped into his speed here. T-Mac pushes him forward, and he just barely taps it in. Now a 3-goal lead for Boston. 30 seconds to go. Played off the back wall. JXL. Finally a goal for someone other than Kaipo. And this series is done and dusted. 4 goals, 25 seconds. Only 2 total on the series for Missouri. And they're not going to be making this comeback. It is possible, but it's so far from likely. As Chip tries for another center, cut off by Chance. He will fall on this one, but Kaipo takes it away first. Final 10 here. That will drop away. Boston. You've seen them say, I mentioned in the Discord, they played above their record. Well, their record is improving to match. Up to 4-3. They climb above 500. And they secure another sweep. Just clean. Can't see all the stats, of course, but Kaipo 4 for 5 with 2 saves to match it. And that was a dominant game to cap off a clean series for the Peregrine Falcons. Pitt yesterday told me they were ready for the interview, and he will do the same today. And so we are going to have an interview, and we will be back in just one moment. And we're back with Boston. This one pretty controlled. You get another sweep. How does it feel to be above 500?
It's exactly what we expected, Doggo, you know. I think we were fooling around a little bit, so sorry, Mudcats, but it was just dominant. You know, we had pressure. Even the first 2 games were within 1 or so, but it just felt like Mudcats weren't able to get 1 goal a game, so it was just inevitable. Thanos snap in the background.
Yeah, I was just about to say, okay, Thanos.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, of course, you did mention last night you're kind of looking more forward at Inchin next week, right? So how do you look at that one?
I don't know. I think this match and last week I guess you could say yesterday because it was back to back. It's kind of a good feeling because again we had some really tough losses, one against Luxor, one against Harriers. So I think it's just having a fresh eye to see like what are we doing wrong when it came to those matches and then limiting the mistakes we made. So like you could even see during this match, like we had so many double pushes, and it just kind of like screwed it up. Even though like they weren't able to punish us, like we were still making mistakes today. So I think just look at it. I think keep up the passes, keep up the aggression. I think our aerial control is really good. So see how Illusion looked this week and just start planning ahead.
Absolutely. And now, of course, you're kind of touching on it there, but you are a team who's only lost once with Chance. Most of your losses have been close. Do you think you should be grouped in with those top teams? You know, Honolulu, Inchin, Atlanta.
I want to say yes. I think depending on how we play off against Illusion, I would consider as a top 3 team. Havoc swept us without Chance. We weren't warmed up. Even when Jay hopped on, like he didn't even know we had a match that day. Like that's how discombobulated we were. So I think ignoring that, going to 5 OT with Harriers, we'll have to see how Illusion goes. But I'm very optimistic. You know, regular season doesn't matter. It's really just the playoffs. So we're taking every single week at a time and just kind of really trying to solidify and get that chem down. Because, again, if with 1 or 2 more wins, like you already were showing the graphic for Harriers to win the whole thing, or to clinch, I mean, like give 1 more or 2 more weeks, like a win will guarantee us theoretically, even though we might not clinch. So we'll bring it to Harriers. That's all we can do. Take it 1 week at a time, Doggo.
Absolutely. Now, of course, I will also ask Kaipo, what happened in that third game?
What do you mean?
4 goals?
4 goals?
Oh, I don't know. I decided, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to lug my whole setup downstairs just so I can connect to Ethernet, and I guess it worked.
Fair. Now, do you think that you're sort of the secret weapon, that he saves you for the third game and then you put up 700 points?
No, not at all.
Fair enough. Still feel like the emotional support you mentioned yesterday?
Yes, I'm still the cheerleader.
Fair enough.
Cheerleader with extra steps.
Yeah, cheerleader got hands, but...
Yeah.
All right. Well, congratulations on another win, and good luck next week, truly, because you guys got a while.
Yeah, exactly. We pretty much could take 2 weeks off if we plan it to the end.
Real.
All right. Thank you as always, Doggo. Appreciate you.
Absolutely, yeah. And just a great game from Boston. I mean, all 4 members getting involved, all 4 playing well. Like Pitt said, having a bit of fun. They're aware that they do need to clean up their mistakes to compete with a team like Inchin, but you hear him have the confidence, and I think he's allowed to. This team probably has to prove it, but they probably also can be in that top tier. So we'll see how they look in future weeks. We'll see how the rest of this week goes, but that's a question for later. Now, we are going to have one more game tonight, as it will be Honolulu taking on New Mexico. Stream will be live in about 10 minutes, game live in 20, so you won't want to miss that one. Make sure you tune back in. But your final score here one last time, Boston 3, Missouri 0, as the Falcons win another game. 2 in the last 2 days. By the way, though, again, we'll see in just a little bit.